Hello, welcome back to another episode of Untrap The Brain. I am Uzi. So happy Sunday to you this evening. I hope all is well with you. In fact, all is well with you. Right? I came to understand that whatever we decide to do is actually what happens to us. I don't know which one, which one you have decided to do, because we are our own exact replicant of ourselves, our own replicant of our fate, our own replicant of what goes on in our heart. So if as a man thinketh, so he is. Look at yourself and ask yourself a question like, how do I think? Does that mean that if I don't have the finance that I wanted, if I don't have what I wanted, or maybe I'm kind of broke right now, so so that is what I was able to think. So is it coming from my mind? Is it from what I think? Did I think myself poor, or did I take myself out of relationship, or did I take myself out of financial stability? So this is a very a very great question. So if they say as man thinketh, so exactly, so it means that we have to just think that today is Sunday and it's wonderful and it's great. That is just it. So I believe so much that today you're having a wonderful day, and that is it, and that's what it's going to be for you. So we decide whether today is going to be great or not, right? So it doesn't really necessarily mean that everything will have to work, but what it means that whatever that the world decides to throw on you, whatever the universe decides to do, whatever that decides to go around you, in your heart, if you think, even before that, if before then, sir, if you think that today is a wonderful day, it's going to end being wonderful. So if we are the deciding factors of how we think, and we are replicant of what we think, I suggest now that we have to be thinking in only things that we want, in the directions of things that we want. If you want every day to be a happy day, think it every time, every moment. There was a prayer, there was a book I was reading. It said, in that book, what it says was that the problem with Christians is that we always set time to pray. We set time to pray. I was like, before Uncle, how do we, how are we not supposed to set time to pray? But what that book later, when I started reading the book, I now understood what it's saying. It is saying that prayer is a continuous thing. It is not a thing that you set time. Okay, 3 o'clock I'm going to pray, and after that 3 o'clock I'll go back to my normal life. No, what that book is saying is you have to be praying continuously in your heart. How do you pray? It means that if you are asking God for favor, that should be the only thing in your heart that you have gotten that favor. Your ability that you put that in your heart, that you have gotten that favor, whatever is going on around you in your heart, you believe, you're always thinking about, you've gotten that favor, you have gotten that favor. It is also part of the prayer, meaning that resonating God in your heart every moment, every minute is part of that prayer. That is the prayer. So it means that prayer is not just you setting out time to pray. Prayer is in your heart, resonating God in your heart. You're passing through something, you're sick. In your heart, you already think that you're already healthy. You already think you already had that sound health. That is a prayer. So if that is how we should pray, it means that we don't just necessarily have to set up time to pray. But when a negative thought comes to our heart, we replace it with a positive thought. That is another form of prayer. We don't have to close our eyes all the time to begin to pray. If you begin to do that, that means many times in your life you're not praying because you have to genuinely set up time for that to pray. So now you are now viewing prayer as a work. Prayer is supposed to be part and parcel of you. So if prayer is supposed to be part and parcel of you, that means it is something you should be doing. Even now, as I'm talking to you, I should be having faith in what I'm supposed to do or what I wanted to do. So that is just it. That is just it. So if I am a replicant of what I think, if my finance represent my faith, my level of faith in God, then definitely I should stop thinking in a way that does not resonate me. That is just the thing. As a man thinks who he is, then definitely I should be thinking about the things that I genuinely want. the things that I want. Forget about the things that you don't want. Because we definitely become the things that we do not want to become because we think of it often. Some books will tell you that thing you fear is going to happen, is going to happen. The reason behind that is because you fear it a lot, you think about it a lot. And then it happened, and then you confirm it. Oh, I said it was going to happen. I have a hint. My intuition told me. Can't your intuition be that prayer? I thought I was gonna get. My intuition told me that this week I'll make 100 million. Yes, and at the end of the week, you confirm it. My intuition told me that today was gonna be a wonderful day, and at the end of this day, and it was a wonderful day. That's the two difference, right? Those things that we fear finally happens because we fear. We are scared of them. We think a lot. We think about it. And at the end of the day, it happens. We now want to confirm it. It's because you were thinking about it. You were giving it power by thinking about it. Imagine I was scared about something. Because I was scared, instead of thinking about it, I use other things to forget about it. Oh, that is where you hear testimonies like, I never thought I was going to make it. You never thought you're going to make it. What then? Out of fear, you refuse to focus on that. That is what happened. That is just exactly what happened. So if I am exactly what I think, then definitely I have to be thinking positively at all times. And if prayer doesn't always mean that I have to set a time to pray, then definitely I have to pray through my mind, through my thought, through everything that I do. So that is just it. That is just it. Well, today I wanted to talk about things that we do that is already normal in our life. That when we now decide to do otherwise, like, oh, the world is going to fall, blah blah blah. The world is not going to fall when you decide not to do those things. But the thing is, these are the normal day-to-day activities that we do. These are our normal beliefs. Sometimes some of those beliefs are our constraint, but we don't see them because we felt like, okay, these are normal things. Okay, this is the right thing to do, and if we don't do them, that we are going to exactly not get the result that we want. So like things like, okay, maybe you're running late to school. Maybe you're supposed to get to school by 2 o'clock, but for one reason or another you're running late. The anxiety now sets in, the pressure sets in. You start working fast with those anxiety. At the end of the day, what I'm trying to tell you is that at the end of the day, you still go late. You don't have control over it already. If actually you're already late, and then you felt the urge to rush fast. So working with that anxiety and pressure does not mean that you will make it. But the other thing is, knowing that you are late and still work majestically, miracles can still happen and you end up coming early. Reason there is that because you felt like you're already late, you overthink it, you overdo things without noticing it. You are doing the wrong things without noticing it because you're already under pressure, you're already under anxiety, so you do mistakes, right? You don't see it. And then you question what happened after all I did, after all the stress. What happened with that? You allow anxiety to set in, you allow pressure to set in. You're no longer seeing clearly. For you to see clearly, you need to calm down. Whether you are late, whether whatever reason, whatever that could go wrong, let the thing go wrong. If that thing couldn't give you time, like 5 to 10 minutes to think about it, then it should go wrong. Meaning that it's no longer under your control, so you just have to let go. So that is it. Ability to let go of things not under your control. Nothing is going to go wrong. If anything was going to go wrong, it's going to go wrong even if you apply that anxiety, even if you apply that pressure, right? You can do the practical of what I'm telling you now. Maybe you're only like late for an event, decide to you're filled with anxiety, you now start working fast. You understand that the pace that you're supposed to take due to anxiety may be taking the wrong pace, but you wouldn't notice it because in your mind you're rushing. Your mind is creating a picture, but in reality you're not even working fast. In reality, you are doing nothing, but in your mind, it has created so many activities that you are working, you are working, you are working. At the end of the day, you turn back. In reality, you didn't do anything much, but you're already tired. So that is what those type of things create in our head. It creates the the anxiety, it creates pressure. Then your mind is already overworking, but in reality, you're not doing anything. So that is just anything that is not under your control. Don't overwork yourself about it. Just be calm. That is the faith, anyways. That is it. That is the faith. Knowing that okay, this is out of my control and letting God handle it. After all, that's what our faith, that's what we depend on. So it's not under my control anymore. Let be free from it. So that is what creates anxiety. That's what creates pressure. Now let me make another example for you to understand what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is maybe you're a student. You set a target of A's, parallel A's, right? Set target of A's. Well, however, in the examinations, you realize that there were some impromptu questions that you don't know where it's coming from, right? If you panic as at that time, the tendency that you may fail is very high because you're no longer seeing clearly because of the panic. So the panic will generate anxiety. Then you're under pressure. Then you're already under pressure. You will not see clearly what the question entails. Maybe it's something that you know, but because you felt like, but because, but because you felt like, oh, so what I'm trying to say here is, don't always put your attention on the end result. Focus on the moment. The moment is you're already late, right? All you needed was to increase your pace. That is just it. You don't need to, for whether you're going to meet up, not meeting up, should not be a bother to you. So because you already attach your feelings to the end result, I'll be late, or I'll finally get there, or I'll finally. So you now put your attentions or your feelings or your emotions on the fact that, or maybe when I'm early, if after all I was able to meet up, I'll be very happy. And if after all I wasn't able to meet up, opposite of happiness. So that is what it actually meant. So now this is what makes you. That is where the panic, the pressure setting. It's not coming from the fact that you may not be able to make it. You don't know for certain. It's not under your control. But what is under your control is this moment. It is this minute. So what counts is the clarity of mind. It is not whether you make it or you don't make it. It is your ability, is your right to set goals, right? Whether you're going to achieve them or not, it's not even under your control. But what is under your control is creating steps, creating time, creating objective, creating things, doing things in line with those things, and working in line with those goals that you've set. Whether you are going to achieve it or you are not going to achieve it, it's not under your control. What is under your control? It is this moment, it is this minute, it is your brain, it is your mind, it is you. Because at the end of the day, you don't know whether you're going to actually even be there or whatever. But creating goals, this moment, this minute, I'm doing as in working in line with those goals. It is only the things that count. Whether at the end of the day you are going to pass the exam, doesn't matter. What matters is now. I have an exam in the next 2 weeks. I'm reading. Shikena. Whether the examiner is going to say whatever he wants to say, let him say it. What am I supposed to do as a student preparing for an exam? Studying, reading. I set a goal of 100 million. Whether I'm going to achieve this 100 million, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. What matters now is the fact. Yes, what matters now is the fact that I'm working in line with those goals. I'm reaching out to clients. I'm speaking to clients. I'm creating documents. I'm creating my art. I'm spreading my art. It does not matter whether I get the goal, I achieve the 100 million. What matters is what I am doing now. And what I'm doing now in the long run will change whatever the result will be, will have an effect on whatever the result will be. That is what I meant. So you are, whether you're going late to an event or you're not going late to an event, what actually matters is the fact that you are preparing for that event with the utmost diligence, due diligence that is required of that event. That is what that matters. In that way, you'll be able to see clearly whether you need to increase your pace, or you just need to relax yourself and go. So that is what I'm trying to say today. Your result of whether you're going to become a billionaire does not matter. What matters is the now. What are you doing now? That is what matters. So the idea of thinking about that result is what creates the panic, is what creates the pressure. And then when you start working with that pressure, you're no longer seeing clearly. You may end up doing the right thing, but it will come with a lot of stress, a lot of baggages that you don't expect. That is what it means. So this is what creates the pressure. This is what creates the panic. So it now means that what is, because the society wants us to make it, they just want us to have the result. They just want us to have the car. They just want us to have the money. They don't know how are we going to get all those things. They don't know. They don't even care. So then the question is, if the society doesn't care about how I'm going to get those things, why should I even care about whatever the result will be? The important thing is I am working towards my goals, and that's just it. Right? So many things adds up to those pressure. Right? So the important thing is that okay, well, I'm supposed to be there early. And so I'm not early. So what if I'm not early? What is going to happen? So what if I don't achieve the goals? What is going to happen? So that is just it. So your idea of thinking about that result is what disturbs you. That is the panic. That is the pressure. Don't ever fall to that trap of people pressuring you. Ask yourself, why are they pressuring you? Without that pressure, what am I supposed to do? Just do it. You will discover that you achieve more with clarity than whatever pressure they're trying to put on you. That is just the truth. That's another way of telling you to be your truest self. When you become your truest self, you will discover that there are so many things you're not even true to yourself. There's so many things you're doing that you're not even supposed to do. There's so many thoughts you have in your heart you're not supposed to even think about. So that is just it. Well, we've come to the end of today's program, so I'm leaving you with a takeaway of make sure that you're being true to yourself. Make sure that you're not doing the normal norms that you usually do. That now that you're doing things with clarity of heart, right? You're not doing things out of pressure, out of panic, out of what would the society say, but rather you're doing things with clarity, with as in you're being true to yourself. So we've come to the end of today's program. If this resonated anything with anything, just let me know. Share in the comments section as well, so that others can learn as well. That is it. One thing I've learned so far in my journey is this. In this, my journey is a page in a particular book means a lot of things to me each time I read them. If I read a particular page in the morning, I get a different idea. That same passage, if I read it in the afternoon, I get another different ideas. That same passage, if I read it in the evening, I get another ideas. So what I'm trying to say is, however, don't relax and say blessing I said it all or Ozima I said it all. Look into this video. Tell me what you think about it. Tell me what resonates in you when you listen to this video. So thank you.